Coming up on today's Code Bet Daily, we are taking a look at some awesome stuff. It's a chocker show. NBA, NFL, hottest 100. What else? What do you got, Alex?
Yeah, I'm looking at the Royal Rumble, FA Cup, and the BBL.
Stats guy?
I'm looking at some Australian Open finals and a Big Bash final tonight.
I love it. Code Bet Daily for the weekend. We got you sorted. Check it out. All right, welcome to Code Bet Daily. It is Friday, January 27, all day. I believe this is episode 38 of Code Bet Daily. It's pretty good. Haven't been cancelled.
39, actually.
Oh, really? 39? Jeez.
Who Gerald types in the chat.
That's Stats Guy. That's Stats Guy's the numbers guy. That is definitely his fault.
I like it. There you go. Episode 39. Ain't been cancelled yet. I'm your host, Jaymz Clements. I'm the editor of a very good website. It's called Code Bet. No surprises there. This is Code Bet Daily. Get all your betting comparisons and odds analysis needs right there. As always, joined by the patron saints of punting. We've got Stats Guy over there.
How are we? Very, very, very keen for some Aus Open semi-finals tonight and then women's final tomorrow.
Absolutely frothing on the tennis.
I like it.
We've got Alex No Chair Donnelly over there. He survived COVID the first couple of days at least. We'll see if he makes it through the weekend. Alex?
Yeah, still a survivor. COVID Jesus, 3 years unbeaten. But we're going to have a look at the Big Bash, tomorrow night's final over in Perth. Bit of FA Cup, and I may even get a Royal Rumble drive-by in there on Sunday morning.
Oh, nice one. So we're just rolling the, what are we looking at into the
intro? Yeah, I think I started that.
I'm blaming Stats Guy.
Well, if we're going to keep that up, then this is Code Desk Daily, Code Bags Daily. I don't know.
Code Russell.
Someone must have just heard my doorbell ring. I honestly think my desk has literally just been delivered at my front door.
That's good. He's got no desk. He's sitting on a beanbag. It's going to be an auditory experience, I'll tell you that much. Either way, this is Code Bet Daily. We do what it says on the tin. It's a daily podcast about betting. Today, I'm going to throw in a quick NBA future just in there at some point. Mostly NFL for me because we've got the AFC and NFC championship games, and we'll tuck in a bit of hottest 100 because that's tomorrow.
Ooh, yeah, I like that.
Oh, yeah.
Have a look at the odds. There's not too many markets because, ever since tracking sort of happened on this, betting on it became a bit easier. But
yeah.
Anyway, and what did you say you're looking at there, Stats Guy?
Yeah, I said the Australian Open semi-finals in the men's and then the women's final tomorrow, but then I'm going to have a look at the first final in the Big Bash as well tonight.
Nice. Yeah. And you're looking at some Big Bash as well, Alex.
Yeah, as well. And we've got the FA Cup, which we have the fourth round that kicks off tomorrow morning. So I'll have a look at the main game there. My best bet revolves around a few games, and then I may even just throw in some self-indulgent wrestling talk.
As opposed to literally anything you talk about or write about it.
Pretty much, yeah.
No changes. You'll love to see it.
Yeah.
So as always, we've got player props, game picks, best bets, games. Look, I'm going to start with the player prop for the NFL for mine. There's a couple of good ones, actually. I really like first touchdown scorer in both these games. I'm going to go both tight ends. Dallas Goedert for the Eagles. The one thing you can kind of do on the Niners is throw on them just a little bit. We saw it even last week. Dallas sort of moved the ball a little bit, just a little bit, not too much. But got it. It's $15, and he's just like a favorite sort of target of Jalen Hurts for Philly. And this is a game where you're at home, big, large, loud, drunk crowd there in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, unless you're Ben Simmons. And look for Hurts just to go, where's my biggest dude? There he is. Dallas got it. Bang. And off they go. $15 for the first touchdown scorer. Like, that's just half decent value in general, I think.
That's great value, yeah.
Is in terms of first touchdown scorers, you'll notice that I've gone not with a Niner. I think on the Australia episode, I talked about Mitch Wish being the first punt. I think Philly handled this a little bit better, get off to a better start than the Niners, and I think they score first. I think Goddard gets in. And the same sort of goes for Cincy against KC, but I think they're going to go Hayden Hurst. This is the thing. I think Cincy get rolling early on. The crazy part for KC is you'd usually go with Travis Kelce. I'll talk about that again later, but since you're incredible at defending tight ends, and Hurst is also a dude who just sort of finds the red zone every sort of time you turn around and go, hey, who got him first? Oh my God, it was Hurst. Bang, off they go. I think Joe Burrow gets into this game. They punt KC early as Mahomes sort of settles into this game with his weird ankle. I think since he score first, KC, as Mahomes warms up, then get rolling from there. So that's why I've gone Cincy on the road to their tight end. He's also $15. I love it. So I think those
value. Yeah.
5. Just go the big dudes. And I think there was a great viral betting slip that went around last weekend where someone tipped all 4 of the.
I saw that. That's awesome.
Oh, really?
It was mostly, I think, 3 of them were the tight ends. So why not just back it up and do it again? Just off you go. But my special one-player prop I really, really love this week. And it hurts my heart a little bit because I do love Brock Purdy. The story's incredible. The Niners quarterback at the moment, 7th round pick, the last pick in the entire draft. Mr. Irrelevant.
Wow, that's
what you get called when you're the last pick of the draft. He's taken over his 3rd string. He's behind Jimmy Garoppolo, Trey Lance. Boom. He's got the Niners. He's just sort of helming it really nicely. He hasn't had just the absolute meltdown game yet.
Yes.
This week. And if you think that is like inevitable, and when he's that young and that inexperienced, it might happen on the road in Philly in a championship game. 2+ touchdowns is $4.20. I love it. I think, as you'll hear later, the Niners are going to be fine. I do think they'll do that despite Purdy throwing maybe just one early and then maybe another one late where it's like, oh no, here we go. They might have a chance to catch up. I think Purdy gets the 2 interceptions. I don't think it'll eventually matter, but I think if you're going to basically bet on a young quarterback in a tough spot, just to have 1 or 2 throws to go a little bit awry, something gets tipped, caught by the other team. We know that Philly's defense is wildly, wildly good. Their secondary is really good as well. So if you're going to try to throw on them, that Philly secondary will be up and about and trying to catch that ball. So
you're saying interceptions because you did say touchdowns at the start.
That's what I was about to say, actually.
He's going to throw 2 interceptions.
Just to double check that, yeah.
Did I say touchdowns? That's wild.
Yeah. First time,
interceptions. I was about to say 420 for 2 touchdowns. First of all, nice. But secondly, that's a great bet.
Yeah, it was confusing. You're bagging him and then, that's right.
Yeah, the 2 touchdowns, that's not going to pay you anywhere near the 2 interceptions in a big spot. I reckon he just sort of has a bit of a moment. He might balance it out with like 2 or 3 touchdowns himself anyway, but I think the 2 touchdowns probably not as helpful as the 2 interceptions.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that doesn't seem ideal.
No.
I like it. So there you go. 2 INTs, 420. Love that. My 2 first touchdown scorers for those NFL games. Off we go. Liam, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm having a look at the Big Bash finals start tonight. So I think I'm going to get back into the
eliminator.
Lost a bit of interest. Yeah, what's it called? The eliminator. They've got
this is called the eliminator. I figured out the names. They're still terrible.
They've got a name for every final. So this one's the eliminator because they can obviously be eliminated. I don't know why they can't just call it elimination final, but the eliminator.
Because it's just boring. So why not?
Yeah, because they actually take them out the back and shoot them after the game. So it's literally the eliminator.
That's called the Terminator.
Realistically, David Warner and whoever paid him that much money should be taken out the back. $250,000 for 63 runs so far.
60. Oh, no, you're not wrong. Well, I'm going to have a look at another Sydney Thunder batsman who's actually been going really well while David Warner's been out of form. So I'm looking at Ollie Davies. He's just a young gun coming through. I think he could play. I think I've said this on the podcast in the past. I think he could play in Australia's short format teams in the future, maybe in the next few years, maybe the next World Cup, T20 World Cup. We'll see. He's averaging 28 runs this season. I'm looking for him just to make 25. He's going at a strike rate of 140. He's made 350s and 4 scores over 45 this year. He's just been amazing. Been their best batsman. Every time their sort of top order, like David Warner, has been getting out early, he just seems to bring the team back together. He'll start off a bit slower, then he'll just go for the 6s. So once he gets a little bit, gets his eye in a little bit, he just goes for 6s. So I really like him to get 25 plus, which is $2. But then a little bit more value, 2 plus 6s is $3. So once he's in, he just goes for 6s almost every ball. So I think 2 plus 6s at $3 is really good odds. And he seems to step up in those big games when, they lost a few wickets early. And I think he can do that again in the first final here as their best batsman.
Dig it. It's pretty good. I like that.
Did you know that the Sydney Thunder are the first team to get bowled out for 15 and play finals that season?
Yeah. Well, they also got bowled out for 62 last week as well. So they're just I know it's a big difference.
I feel like they should have a stat from you, stats guy. Jeez.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a stat or like the obvious. It's not just an obvious thing. Alex has said.
We do have the game preview up on the website as well, so go check that out.
Get around that.
I found it very, very hard to tip into this, but it's Yeah,
it's not easy.
None of these two teams will win the competition. Let's put it that way.
No, I agree with that. But I reckon Ollie Davies can, absolutely tear it up, and he'll be good to watch tonight. Yeah,
like it. Alex, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm looking tomorrow night's game between the Scorchers and the Sixers. I'm sticking with stats guy's mate Steve Smith, trying to find some value around him because obviously he's priced $3 to be the top scorer for the Sixers and $7 from the end of the match. And just trying to sort of be like, the 20-plus runs is like $1.30. So you're like, all right, let's have a look at this. 2+ sixes. He's $2.30 with Blue Bet. He's already hit 24 sixes this season, the most of anyone in the competition, even though he's played 4 games.
The most in the history of the Big Bash as well, which is unbelievable. Like in a season. And he's played 4 games.
Insane. He's played 4 games.
Yeah.
He's hit 50 or more in his last 3, as we know. As stated the other day in the show, he averages 97 at Perth Stadium. We need to hit him to hit less than what his average sixes a game is for this to cash in at $2.30. Also, you may as well back the Sixers to lead the runs total after 6 overs at $1.95 because if Smith bats for all 6, they're going to be in front. But $2.30 for 2 or more sixes, just lump on.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, very nice.
It's pretty good. Right. Game bets. These are sort of game-specific ones we always tend to look at. Mine today are the over-unders for those NFL championship games, AFC and NFC. I'm going to go one of each. So in the NFC, you've got the 2 best defenses in the NFL going against each other, and somehow the over-under is 46.5 points. I am just pounding that under. Last 3 games by Philly have gone under. Niners went under last week. It might be a bit tricky because it'll be a day game. You're never entirely sure what happens like during, night games. The pressure might get you a little bit under the lights. Day game, maybe it sort of, ekes out a little bit more. But at the same time, like the Niners this year, like their defense has been so good that you feel like just the sheer points totals on either side, unless they're playing just like one of the really stupid teams, it tends to be pretty depressed, right? So if they're playing other good teams, that line has come in under a lot. When they've played bad teams, they've whomped them. So
good work. Good use of whomping. Yeah. Good use of whomping.
But that's exactly what sort of happened. Because if you look at the back half of the Niners season, they did play, I think, in that last sort of little run, they played like teams like the Commanders, the Raiders, the Cardinals, who all just flat out stank. Like they stank it loud. And so when they've played good teams, it's gotten a little bit tighter. And the same thing has happened with Philly. Like Philly have smashed bad teams usually. They had that weird game where they lost to the Cowboys, the Eagles, towards the end of the season. It was like a 74 combined points. But I think just the strength of both these defenses will sort of just depress the scoring a little bit. I think we'll see a few field goals, maybe only a handful of touchdowns in this. So I'm going to go the under pretty handily in that one. And then I think KC Bengals. This is a bit trickier. KC with Mahomes on one leg. The over-under is only like around 47, 48 points. And
what's that, 4 touchdowns each?
Basically. So that's the sort of thing that last year they played this exact game at this exact time. It was 27-24. So I'm no math scientist, but 51 is more than 48. That was with a healthier, obviously, Mahomes. But I think my tip has already been that this goes 27-24 again, but the other way in case he win it. So I've got to go the over. I think there's just sort of enough ball movement in this game that both teams sort of just get it rolling. Mahomes, as I said, warms up into the game. Burrow throws for 300 yards. I think I mentioned that on Fox Sports Lab NFL yesterday that he throws for 300 and they lose. And it's a bit weird. You're like, how does this happen? So, KC's defense, I think, gets to him a couple of times as well, force a couple of turnovers. KC managed to eke out some scores here and there. Cincinnati then play a bit of catch-up, but they just squeak over that 47.5, 48 point line. I think that's sort of usual, sort of $1.90 if you want to look at that at like Ladbrokes or Bet365. I think there's one on BetR as well around the 47.5, which is pretty well priced at $1.90 something. So under Niners Eagles, over KC Bengals. There's a couple of match picks for you. Liam, what have you got?
Awesome. Yeah, I'm going to have a look at the Australian Open men's semi-finals, which are on today. I wanted to have a look at the Greek freak Tsitsipas, but I think he's on when this podcast's going out. So I reckon he'll get the job done and make it to the final. But I'm going to have a look at the Friday night one, which is Novak Djokovic v Tommy Paul, most American named man in the Aus Open. Yeah, so I'm very surprised Tommy Paul's made it this far. I don't think he's made it past the third round in any Grand Slam. So he's just a massive shock to make it here. He's going to,
I mean, given the fact that, a couple of the top dudes pulled out before the tournament, it was a very, very...
it was a bit more open, yeah. And Rafa went out, early, yeah. So it was pretty open. So, yeah, good on him, but he's going to get absolutely smashed, I think, in this one. Novak's. Novak's
well done, but you stink.
Yeah, no, he doesn't stink. It's just Novak is up there with the GOATs. He's in amazing form. He looks like he's, 5 years ago, his form.
I hope he tears his hamstring, to be honest.
So do I. But he's won his last 26 Australian Open matches, and he's won 44 of his last 47 tennis matches. Which is in the last year and a half, I think. So he's in crazy form. Tommy Paul's pretty athletic, but I think it'll be a little bit close early. But then Djokovic will absolutely dominate. Djokovic's only lost one set. That was when he had a medical timeout. He was being a bit of a sook in the second round, but now I think that injury was a bit fake because he's moving like he's 25, not 35 again. So I think he'll easily win this in straight sets. I don't think there can be any tiebreakers as well. So might be a bit risky because I'm saying there's going to be a whomping, as Alex would say. But I really like Novak Djokovic's total game, so just his games, to be under 18.5. So I think he could win. So he has to get all of his straight sets, but no tiebreakers as well.
Yep. So he just basically has to break Paul once and he's sweet. So 6-4, 6-4, 6-4, we cash.
I think it'll be at least 6-4, 6-4.
Can't even go to 7-5 in one of them.
I know.
No.
A 7-5. If we get a 7 in the first set, send all your hate tweets to @LiamMcAllion 13 on Twitter.
I like it.
Oh, that's a different Liam McAllion, but that's all right. They can go, they can go there.
Hey, I'm not the stats guy.
To be fair, I think I'm
happy about Djokovic.
I think I'm the only one in the world, actually, so they'll find me somehow. Then we got,
There's only one stats guy.
But yeah, Djokovic under those 8.5 games is $2.34 on BetR. I think that might come in a little bit as people bet on the game today, but it'll be at least around $2, and good bet
that's a good one. That's fascinating. It's like basically trying to pass value out of a.
He's $1.04 and $1.20 to win the whole thing. So I'm like trying to find a little bit of value.
He's played in 9 Australian Open semi-finals. The Joker, he's won all 9.
All of them,
he's played in 9 finals, and he's won all 9. So pretty much, if
lock him in.
If the Joker makes him to the semis, just lock him in.
Absolutely,
for the damn thing. I hate it, but you know what?
I really want Tsitsipas to win because I've sort of liked his.
I just don't like Novak. But I don't think a lot of people do.
I'm full blown Tsitsipas at this point.
I love him, but I don't think he can.
I want Tommy Paul to pull one out just for the first name, last name, first name.
Well, just finally can step out of his brother's shadows. Jake and Logan. Finally,
YouTube daily.
Imagine that you've got Jake and Logan as your brothers, and you're the guy who plays tennis. That'd be a weird situation.
He's gonna fight. Yeah, going to fight tomorrow apparently as well.
Mum said I'm not allowed to fight with you guys anymore because you.
I need to play Novak.
All right, Alex, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm looking at the FA Cup tomorrow morning, the biggest game in the 4th round of the FA Cup. Man City host Arsenal, and I honestly, when we looked at the odds at the start of the week, and I threw it in the group chat for the preview, we were a bit shocked that Arsenal were sort of above that $4 mark because
that's crazy. Yeah,
it's you just look at the EPL ladder. Arsenal have clearly been the better team this year. Everyone's like, oh yeah, but they haven't played Man City yet. Like, yeah, okay. Well, all the teams that Man City have been beaten by, Arsenal have beaten. So it's not like that they're playing worse. They are clearly the best team in the league at the moment. Absolutely. Man City do have an insane record against Arsenal. They've won 13 of 16 with one draw since Pep took over. The 2 losses have come in the FA Cup. Arsenal have also won their last 4 FA Cup games against Manchester City. Then you have a look at the positives of City. In their last 9 home games at the Etihad, they have smacked in 40 goals in 9 games. Like, that's just insanity.
That's a lot.
I'm at the value, and yes, I know I'm an Arsenal fan, but at the value, you have to tip Arsenal because why are they $4? This isn't like, they're $3 and Man City are $1.90 at home. Understandable. Arsenal have been better this year. Even Pep has said it. He's like, if we play Arsenal, we're going to get smashed. Arsenal have won the most FA Cups of anyone. I think it's 14.
Oh, they're just
Mikel Arteta throughout the week has been like, hey, no, we're taking this seriously. Yeah, we want to win the title, but we want to win the FA Cup, the Europa League. They want to basically win as much silverware as they can. It's been a long while since anything other than the FA Cup that Arsenal have won. I have to take the $4. I just have to. Like it's just a bet to nothing. Even the Arsenal or draw double chance at $2 is a fantastic bet because, as I've said, Man City aren't as good as what they were last year. Yes, they've got the human cheat code of smashing in goals, but they've actually performed worse. I'm taking the Arsenal $4. I'm taking the Arsenal or draw. I'm even going to bet the over 3.5 goals for the game at $2.48 because both teams have been known to leak a couple of goals throughout the season, so we could get a very entertaining game here. But yeah,
I like that. Yeah,
I'd love to see Arsenal win because also, psychological going forward. Yeah, we beat yous.
Yeah, well, if you beat them and then you got to play them.
I will start to believe we can win the league if we.
Oh, you should already believe,
tomorrow.
But you don't want to jinx it.
Nope.
Like it. All right, best bets for the weekend or today, tomorrow, whatever you're feeling. I just wanted to throw a quick, just look in. I do love my NBA futures. You all know that.
Absolutely.
In terms of just the championship, we're halfway through the season. Just saying, the way the Sixers are playing, they're at $15. I kind of not a bad little dabble, just a little dabble in there, $15.
Yeah.
The way that they sort of play with Embiid sort of anchoring everything around that team, Harden's still a liability. Tyrese Maxey is a bit of a liability on defense. That's the only sort of thing that you look at and go, I just don't know about that. But they've hit such a nice groove at the moment. They took care of Brooklyn yesterday in pretty good fashion.
Amazing. Amazing
I literally looked up that those odds after that game. I'm like, what are they for the total? What are they? $15? Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad.
Nice.
Especially considering, I think the East is so tough. I like the West, Denver Nuggets, the value there for they're $8.50. I think they're probably the best come out of the West. I love the Nuggets this year. But Philly just sort of showed me something. If they actually we're actually going to see Denver versus Philly this weekend, somewhat ironically.
Ooh.
I think that would make for a very, very cool and fascinating NBA Finals because you'd have Joker versus Embiid, 2 MVP level big men. Let's go. I love it.
That'd be awesome.
So, yeah, that's kind of my NBA future sort of pick looking ahead. And if you really just want to jump on a game tomorrow, the Bucks are going to absolutely smash the Pacers, just saying. Other best bets for the weekend from me is obviously just the NFL games. My actual picks, finally done. Pack her up, boys. Where are we landing? I'm landing right on the Niners, plus 2.5 over the Eagles. Eagles are 8-2 against the spread at home this year, but this, seriously, the one team they didn't want to play at all during these playoffs. They were greasing the poles 2 weeks ago there in Philly, so no one could climb up them. They wanted to play Dallas with all their heart. They just know how tough this San Francisco defense is, and they match up so well. I think it's a really tight game. Even getting the 2.5 points, I think, is big here because Philly, if they win it, it could be 1, it could be 2, it could be a random 23-21 game or something. That would still hit that under, as I mentioned. But I think this is close. Niners win it 21-24. Purdy, 2 interceptions, but they just eke out enough offense. McCaffrey probably in for a touchdown. Debo probably in for a touchdown. Maybe Kittle. But yeah, the vibe on this is a really, really cool, awesome, tight, hard-fought game. Can't wait. Niners win it. Take the 2.5 points. Perfect. And then KC over Cincy. Now, what was I talking about at the start of this week here, Stats Guy?
Oh, we've done a lot of things. I honestly can't remember.
It's all over KC. That's right.
Good job.
You're all over
Good
KC.
Job, Stats Guy.
Oh, we've said a lot of things on this podcast.
All over the Chiefs. Literally after this, after the game when Mahomes got hurt, I'm like, nah, still lean on it.
Yeah.
The craziest part was they went into plus money during the week and now they're swung back to favorites, which I think is pretty gnarly. Literally is more footage has come out of Mahomes walking around.
Is he all right? Yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
He's walking. It's going to be fine.
Have you guys not heard of pain-killing injections and drugs?
That's true. He might have an extra big boot for his ankle, but
that's the tough part. It's a high ankle sprain. There's not too many injections and stuff that you can actually do that stops the ligaments of your ankle in a high ankle sprain.
But also, won't the Bengals defenders, when they tackle him, just go straight for his lower extremities and try and roll it again?
So you can't really...
You can't go to the legs, can you? Yeah.
You can't target under the knees, basically.
So it's not like rugby league where you can just dive straight at the ankles. If someone who doesn't know NFL, I'd be like, that'd be the first thing. Straight at the ankles, boys.
You can do that to basically anybody but the quarterback. So
anyway. What a joke.
So this line has bounced around. It's actually swung back towards, I guess not in my favor because I have tipped KC from the get-go. I've loved KC from the start. I still lean with them. I think it's a reverse of last year, literally a reverse, 27-24. And I think look for the running backs, Pachenko and stuff like that for the Chiefs, because I think the Bengals they cover tight ends really well. I mentioned that. I think they've only given up 3 touchdowns to tight ends all season, which is chaos. So Kelsey probably gets blanketed, and Mahomes throwing to like his secondary receivers like Marquez Valdes-Scantling, aka the oil tanker, and a bunch of other dudes where you're like, we're just going to sort of hope for the best kind of vibes. Juju Smith-Schuster, hopefully he's got his bike back. But the vibe on this, they're going to eke it out just do enough. And I think my biggest thing for this is, and I yelled about it on NFL Australia this week as well, narrative. This is the sports movie. His ankle goes this way. He still comes back. He beats the team that have beat him 3 straight times, beat him last year. He gets his second Super Bowl, and away we go. I just think this might be that moment for Mahomes. Like, if you're one of the greatest QBs that we've seen, let's see it. So I think 27-24 KC over. What do you guys got for your best weekend looks?
Yeah, I'm going to have back in the Australian Open. We've got the women's finally here Saturday night. So we've got Arina Sabalenka versus Elena Rybakina. 2 of the up-and-coming.
Love Rybakina.
We love a bit of Rybakina. She keeps doing it. But yeah, these are 2 up-and-coming rising stars, just in their low 20s. They have both, so we'll have a new Australian Open champion, which was pretty cool. I keep saying the name wrong. Rybakina won Wimbledon, so she knows how to play in a big final. But Sabalenka has beaten her in their last 3 meetings. So I think, she's been my best bet all tournament. I predicted her right from the start. She was paying $8 or $10 on most sites, and now she's the favourite for the final. So I'm very excited. Hope she gets up for my bets and a few other people's bets.
Are you going to be smart and chop out and back the opponent so you don't lose that guy?
I was thinking about that. I need to figure out a way, to do that. But I think she's too.
Well, you just figure out what your win is, and then you get enough so you don't lose no matter what.
I was thinking of
$10 profit.
Yeah, but
that's called smart betting, punters.
Absolutely.
Also, like this could ruin you. So it's about the betting gods, isn't it? Like, don't go against the betting karma too. You could just got to ride where you are. You first lean.
I'm sort of tempted just to ride who because I just think
I'd put myself in a no lose position, because then at least you're walking away with money. But you know what? I tipped at the start of the tournament, and I'm not going to lose money. It's a great result. Like when a few of our co-workers were on France to win the World Cup, and we're like, just back Argentina to lift the trophy, and they did. And you know what? Happy days.
I'm still tempted. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just backing Sabalenka. Her forehand is the most powerful since probably Prime Serena. They were showing the speeds of it. So it's just amazing how fast she hit. 33 winners, which most of them were her forehands just in her last match, which is unbelievable. I really like how she's going about it. All 3 of their meetings last time Sabalenka won, but they were all in 3 sets. They went the distance. So I think it's going to go the distance. It's a final, so I think it will be reasonably close. But Sabalenka, as the match goes on, she's very fit, and she'll still just be able to hit those forehand winners and get the win. So I think Sabalenka will win this 2-1, and that's $2.20. Yeah,
nice. That sounds great. I dig it. Alex, what are you feeling?
And just quick side note, we got the 2 Aussie boys in the men's doubles, Kubler, and I can't pronounce the dude's last name. His first name is Ricky. That's it. So get around the boys. That'd be good. Australians going for back-to-back Australian Open doubles titles. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking towards the FA Cup. There's 4 games that I like that we can throw together in a multi. Man United and over 2.5 goals against Reading. United are unbeaten in their last 14 matches at home in the FA Cup. And poor Reading, they run into United after they lost to Arsenal last week. Do you not think that United are going to be up and about to put the hurting on them? They also beat Notts 3-0 on Thursday morning. Rashford made it 10 for 10 in games since Christmas. They're $1.50 to do that. Taking Brighton or draw against Liverpool. Liverpool stink at the moment, let's be honest. And Brighton are going really well. They smashed Liverpool 3-0 at the start of the month. Going to Brighton to beat them is no easy task. So I like the Brighton or draw at $1.53.
Love a double chance bet.
Blackburn head-to-head against Birmingham. Blackburn are unbeaten in their last 8 against Birmingham across all competitions at home. And Blackburn have won their last 4 fourth-round matches in the FA Cup. That's $2.30. And as we mentioned yesterday, Stoke to beat Stevenage. Stoke should be too good at $1.61. And if you multi them all together, $8.50 via Bluebet. Also, if you can get on Cody Rhodes to win the Royal Rumble on Sunday, take that. He'll win. It's destiny.
Destiny for Cody Rhodes. What sort of price would you be looking at for him there for the Royal Rumble?
I think I saw $1.87.
Ooh.
Oh.
It's not great value, I'd say. But
yeah, but also let's remember, given I told you that Hook was going to win that day at AEW and he was $1.24, I was like, he will not lose.
Remember that day
that was
6 months ago?
Hey, it's James's one bet on wrestling and it won. So
Fair enough. Yeah. More than I've won on wrestling. That's true.
It's Destiny. I'm going to lose my mind if Cody Rhodes wins the Rumble. Not that I have money on it, but Destiny.
Right.
Love narrative.
What's tomorrow? Hottest 100. I think. So if you look at, looking at one of our, partner sites, Ladbrokes at the moment, same thing with Flume. That's $1.75 favorite. Weirdly enough, you got baddest of them all, which is
it's on the radio.
Oh yeah,
Eliza Rose and Interplanetary Criminal. That's the second favorite at $3.25, which I don't know if
I reckon it could win just
TikTok,
from people. People will vote for it, but it shouldn't be the number one, surely.
Flume, but isn't it if Flume's in the hottest 100, Flume wins? It's Flume.
Well, he's only won it once before, but I think the thing is he's also not a spot in the top 10. Like I think pretty much he's gotten a song at 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So
wow.
Who knows what could happen here? But the one thing that I kind of like is the $5 for Gang of Youths for In the Wake of Your Leave. Look, I don't know if it's going to be. It doesn't feel like a traditional number one hottest 100 song, obviously. But obviously, there's going to be. I feel like the vibe is 3 Australian artists at the top: Flume, Gang of Youths, and then probably Ballpark Music or Spacey Jane is my guess for number 3. But I'm just saying, it's a bit of a roughie at $5. Gang of Youths is probably worth a bit of a look, and Spacey Jane Harmlight's $7. Ballpark Music though, that's at 17 stars in my eyes. If you can get around that for top 3, if you can find that on the market.
There's always top 3, top 10, top 5 markets that'll come out in the next couple of hours. Today on Friday, that'll be up this afternoon if they're not already out, as well as artists to have songs in the top whatever.
Yeah.
Get around them. There's so much
value. So much.
But I think Flume probably does pull it out, and I think the fact that baddest of them all is at 325 is one of those ones where it's one of the sneaky. You can report the stats as much as you want, I think, when it comes to hottest 100. But with one of those sort of out of nowhere sort of songs, it's probably It's probably because I'm not sharing my hottest 100 votes with you. It's like that's a very specific, almost genre and demographic that are doing that. And this is the sort of song that comes from nowhere and actually does go like top 1 or 2. So I think Flume probably gets it, but I kind of like the Gang of Youths just to maybe sneak out a 1.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that.
Right, cool. There you go. Hottest 100.
Nice. Bit of a change up. I like it. Yeah.
Back. So there we go.
Bit of code culture.
Yeah. I mean, considering I was the editor of Triple J magazine, you'd think I know what I'm talking about. But anyway, it was a while ago now. Anyway, that's it for Go Bet Daily for today. We'll be back on deck on Monday with a huge show, no doubt, wrapping up some gnarly NFL. Maybe not. Maybe that'll be on Tuesday. We might just have Alex and Stats Guy on Monday. Who knows?
We'll talk about hopefully Tsitsipas Ben Djokovic, but we'll see.
It'll be fun. We'll have a couple of Australian Open final winners. Should be great. So get around the show, subscribe, like, review it, share it, and send in any questions via the socials. Leo will be all over it. I think that's it. Good week. Hope you vaccinated us. I think we did. So thanks, Stats Guy.
Thank you.
Filling in for COVID Donnelly over there a couple of times. Thank you, Alex, for not dying.
That's good. You're welcome.
That's always nice,
thanks to Gerald for producing, as always. Does a great job, does Geraldinho. And thanks to me for, I don't know, basically elastic bands and clagging this entire thing together. So it's pretty good. Remember, 2 interceptions, not touchdowns for Purdy. Righto. Yes. What do we say, Stats Guy?
Gamble responsibly.
I like it. May all your picks come in.
Today.
Happy punting on the weekend. We'll catch you on Monday. Code Bet Daily. Out.